Good morning, Tan Ajahn.
Morning.
Morning, brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Let us pay respect to Tan Ajahn by bowing 3 times. First bow. And bow. Third bow. We begin with the chanting. May we invite Tan Ajahn to lead us in the chanting, please.
Okay, so we start with the Buddha verse on loving kindness. Karaniya matha kusalena yantang santang patang apisameja sakko uchu cha suhuchu cha suvacho cha samuthu anatimani santu sako cha suparo cha appakiccho cha sallahu kavoti santin triyo cha nipako cha Appakappo kulesu ananukitto naja kuttang sama jare kinti yena vinyu pare upavathayong sukhino va khemino hontu sapphe satta bhavantu sukhitatta ye ke cipana phota thita sawa thawara va anavase sathi khawa ye mahanta va Machimara saka anukathura thithawa ye cha atitha ye cha thure vasanti aviture Bhutava sampave siva sapphe satta bhavantu sukhitatta na paro parang nikupphe thananti manye thakatta jinang kinti payaro sana patikha sanya nanya manya satukha michaya mata yatha niyang puttang Ayusa eka putta manurakhe evam pisappa pote sumana sampavaye aparmanam Metanca sappa lokasming mana sampavaye aparimanang Uttang atho jatiriyanca asampatham averang asapattam Titthang jarang nisinno vasayano vayavatasya vikhatamito Etang sating atithaya brahma metang viharang itama hutit Tinca anupakhamma siravatasanena sampanno Kame suvinaya ketang nahi chatu kapasayang punareti iti. Now let us chant the Buddha's verse on loving kindness. This is what should be done by one who is skilled in goodness and who knows the path of peace. Let them be able and upright, straightforward and gentle in speech, humble and not conceited, contented and easily satisfied, unburdened with duties, and frugal in their ways, peaceful and calm and wise and skillful, not proud and demanding in nature. Let them not do the slightest thing that the wise would rather reprove, wishing in gladness and in safety. May all beings be at ease, whatever living beings there may be, whether they are weak or strong, omitting none, the great or the mighty, medium, short or small, the seen and the unseen, those living near and far away, those born and to be born. May all beings be at ease. Let none deceive another or despise any being in any state. Let none through anger or ill will wish harms upon another, even as a mother protects with her life her child, her only child. So with a boundless heart, Choose one, cherish all living beings, radiating kindness over the entire world, spreading upwards to the skies and downwards to the depths, outwards and unbounded, free from hatred and ill will, whether standing or walking, seated or lying down, free from drowsiness. One should sustain this recollection. This is said to be the sublime abiding, by not holding to fixed views, the pure-hearted one, having clarity of visions, being free from all sense desires, is not born again into this world. หันธรรมยังอุทิศนาทิธานคาทายโยพนามาเสอิมินาปุญญากรรมเมนะอุปัชฌายาคุณุตระอาจาริโยปการาจามาตาปิตาจายาตกาสุริโยจันทิมาราชาคุณวันตานราปิจาพรหมมาราจาอินทาจาโลกปาลาจาเทวตายาโมมิตามนุสาจะมัชฌตตาเวริกาปิจาสัพเพสัตตาสุขีโหนตุปุญญานิปกตานิเมสุขันจติวิทังเทนตุขิปังปาเปทโวมะตังอิมินาปุญญกรรมเมนะอิมินาอุทิเสนาจาขิปาหังสุลเพเจวตันหุปาทานาเชธานังเยสันตาเนหินาธรรมายาวะนิพพานโตมะมังนัสสันตุสัพพทาเยวะยัตถาชาโตภเวภเวอุชุจิตังสติปัญญาสันเลโควิริยัมหินามารานะพันตุโนกาสังกาตุนจาวิริเยสุเมพุทธาทิปะวโรนาโทธัมโมนาโทวรุตตโมนาโทปัจเจกพุทโธจะสังโฆนาโทตโรมะมังเตโสตมานุภาเวนะมาโรกาสังรพันตุมา Now let us chant the verses of sharing and aspiration. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, may my spiritual teachers and guides of great virtue, my mother, my father, and my relatives, the suns and the moon, and all virtuous leaders of the world, may the highest gods and evil forces, celestial beings, guardian spirits of the earth, and the Lord of death, may those who are friendly, indifferent, or hostile, may all beings receive the blessings of my life. May they soon attain the threefold bliss and realize the deathless. Through the goodness that arises from my practice, and through these acts of sharing, may all desires and attachments quickly cease, and all harmful states of mind, until I realize Nibbana in every kind of birth. May I have an upright mind, with mindfulness and wisdom, austerity and vigor. May the forces of delusion not take hold, nor weaken my resolve. The Buddha is my excellent refuge, unsurpassed the protections of the Dhamma. The solitary Buddha is my noble guide. The Sangha is my supreme support. Through the supreme power of all these, may darkness and delusion be dispelled. หันธรรมยังเมตตาภรนังกโรมาเสอาหังสุขิโตโหมินิทุกโขโหมิอเวโรโหมิอัพพยาปโชโหมิอานิโคโหมิสุขีอัตตานังปริหารามิสัพเพสัตตาสุขิตาโหนตุสัพเพสัตตาอเวราโหนตุสัพเพสัตตาอัพพยาปชาโหนตุสัพเพสัตตาอานิคาโหนตุสัพเพสัตตาสุขีอัตตานังปริหารันตุสัพเพสัตตาสัพพทุกขาปมุญจันตุ สัพเพสัตตาลัทธสัมปติโตมาวิคันชันตุสัพเพสัตตากัมมัสสกากัมมทายาทากัมมโยนิกัมมพันธุกัมมปฏิสารนายังกัมมังกริสันติกัลยาณังวาปาปะกังวาตัสสะทายาทาภวิสันติ Now let us chant the reflections on universal well-being. May I abide in well-being, in freedom from affliction, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may I maintain well-being in myself. May everyone abide in well-being, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may they maintain well-being in themselves. May all beings be released from all suffering, and may they not be parted from the good fortune they have attained. When they act upon intentions, all beings are the owners of their actions and inherit its results. Their future is born from such action, companion to such actions, and its results will be their home. All actions with intentions, be they skillful or harmful, of such acts they will be the heirs. Okay, so now we do the Ratana Sutta. Previously, in the previous week we do the 6 verses, which is only half of it. So now we do the complete Ratana Sutta. So we do the Pali first, and then the translations afterward. The Ratana Sutta. This is also for blessing to get rid of these pandemics, and this the time of the Buddha. There's a pandemic happening in Vaisali, and the Buddha Shanti Sutta and Ananda spring the holy water around the city, and all these pandemics gone. So if that's true, then may the well-being we all be saved from this pandemic as well. Okay, so during this period, we will chant this Ratana Sutta. Yang kin jivitang ithawa hurang wa sabkhe suwa yang ratanang panita nano samang athitatha khate na itham piputte ratanang panita etena sa jena suwati hotu kayang virakang amatang panita Yatha chakha sakayamuni samahito na te na thamme na samadhi kinci ithampi thamme ratanang panita ete na sace na suwati hoto Yam Puttha Setho Pariwana Yesu Jing Samadhi Manantarikan Yamahu Samadhina Tena Samona Vichati Ithampi Thamme Ratanang Panita Etena Sajena Suwati Hotu Ye Pukhala Attasatang Pasattha Tari etani yukhani honti te thakhinaya sukhatassa savaka ete suthinnani mahap harani ithampi sankhe ratanang panita etena sa jena suvati hotu ye ยุตตามนาสาธาระเหนานิกามิโนโคตมัสสาสนัมหิเตปัตติปัตตาอมตังวิคัยหลัตถามุทานิพุติงปุญชมานะอิทัมปิสังเครตานังปณิตังเอเตนะสัจเจนะสุวัตถิโหตุยทินทคีโลปัทวิงสิโตสิยาจตุพิวาเตปิอาสัมปกัมปิโยตถุปมังสัพปุริสังวัฏามิโยอริยสัจจานิอเวจจปัสสติอิทัมปิสังเครตานังปณิตังเอเตนะสัจเจนะสุวัตถิโหตุเยอริยสัจจานิวิภาวยันติคัมภีรปัญเยนะสุเทสิตานิกิญจาปิเตโหนติปุสัพปมัตตานะเตภวังอัตธรรมมาทิยันติธัมปิสังเครตานังปณิตังเอเตนะสัจเจนะสุวัตถิโหตุสหาวัสสทัสสนะสัมปทายะตยัสสุธัมมะจหิตาภวันติสกายทิฏฐิวิจิกิจฉิตัญจะสีลัพพตังวาปิยทัตถกินจิจตุอปาเยหิจาวิปปมุตโตชะจาปิธานานิอภัพโภกาตุงอิทัมปิสังเครตานังปณิตังเอเตนะสัจเจนะสุวัตถิโหตุกินจาปิโสกัมมังกโรติปาปะกังกายเยนะวาจาอุทธเจตสาวะอภัพโพโสตัสสปฏิชทายะอภัพพตาทิฏฐปทัสสวุตตาอิทัมปิสังเครตานังปณิตังเอเตนะสัจเจนะสุวัตถิโหตุวนัปปะคุมเพยทาปุสิตักเคคิมหานามาเสปัทมัสมิงคิมเหตทุปะมังธรรมวรังอเทสยินิพพานาคามิปรมังหิตายะอิทัมปิพุทเทรตานังปณิตังเอเตนะสัจเจนะสุวัตถิโหตุวโรวรัญญูวรโทวราหโรอนุตตโรธัมมวรังอเทสยิอิทัมปิพุทเทรตานังปณิตังเอเตนะสัจเจนะสุวัตถิโหตุขีนังปุรานังนวังนัตถิสัมภวังวิรัตจิตตายติเกภวสมิงเตขีนาพีชาอวิรุณหิฉันทานิพันติธีรายทายัมปทิโปอิทัมปิสังเครตานังปณิตังเอเตนะสัจเจนะสุวัตถิโหตุ Okay, so we do the translation. Jiva's discourse. Whatever treasure is here or beyond, or precious jewels in the heavens, none is equal to the perfect one. In the Buddha is this precious jewel. By this truth, may there be well-beings. The calm Sakayan sex found cessations, dispassions, the deathless, the sublime. There is nothing equal to that state. In the Dhamma is this precious jewel. In this truth, may there be well-beings. That purity praised by the Supreme Buddhas, called concentrations with immediate result, that concentration has no equal. In the Dhamma is this precious jewel. By this truth, may there be well-beings. The 8 persons praised by the good, these 4 pairs are the gifts worthy. These disciples of the well-gone one, give to them yield abundant fruit. In the Sangha is this precious jewel. By this truth, may there be well-beings. With mind well established, free from sense pressures, firm in Gautama's teachings, on attaining their goal, they plunge into the deathless, freely enjoying the perfect peace they have gained. In the Sangha is this precious jewel. By this truth, may there be well-beings. As a post firmly grounded in the earth cannot be shaken by the four winds, so is the superior persons, I say, who definitely sees the noble truth. In the Sangha is this precious jewel. By this truth may there be well-beings. Those who comprehend the noble truths, well taught by him of deep wisdom, even if they were slightly negligent, would not take an eighth existence. In the Sangha is this precious jewel. By this truth may they be well-beings. For one who has attained two visions, three states are at once abandoned: will of self, doubt, and clinging to needless rules and rituals, free from the four states of misery. He cannot do six kinds of evil deeds. In the Sangha is this precious jewel. By this truth may there be well-beings. Though one might do some evil deed by body, speech, or mind, he cannot hide it. Such is impossible for one who has seen the path. In the Sangha is this precious jewel. By this truth may there be well-beings. Like woodlands groves in blossom in the first heat of summer, so is the most excellent Dhamma that he taught, leading to Nibbana, the highest good. In the Buddha is this precious jewel. By this truth may there be well-beings. He, the best one, beyond compare, knower, giver, and bringer of the best, taught the most excellent Dhamma. In the Buddha is this precious jewel. By this truth may there be well-beings. Their past is extinct with no news arising. Their minds not drawn to future birth. Their old seeds destroyed. Their desires no more growing. The wise go out like this, just like this lamp. In the Sangha is this precious jewel. By this truth may there be well-beings. Okay, so now we do the special chant for Visakha Puja. This is the one that the Buddha uttered the night of enlightenment. This is the first udana, the utterance of the Buddha. It's called Tinna Kankha, the doubts, all doubts vanish. Yatha have patu bhavanti dhamma atapino chayato brahmanasa athasa kankha vapayanti sappha yato pachanati sahetu dhammang yatha have patu bhavanti dhamma atapino chayato brahmanasa athasa kankha vapayanti sappha Yato kayang pajayanang aweti Yatha have patu bhavanti dhamma Atapino chayato brahmanasa Vitupayang tithati marasenang Suriyo va ophasayamantarikhanti. All doubts vanish. As phenomena grow clear to the Brahmin, ardent, absorbed, his doubts all vanish when he discerns what has a cause. As phenomena grow clear to the Brahmins, ardent, absorbed, his doubts all vanish when he penetrates the ends of conditions. As phenomena grow clear to the Brahmin, ardent, absorbed, he stands rooting the troops of Mara like the sun that illuminates the sky. The next one is also the Buddha after his enlightenment. Tanha chaneti imang keham. Aneka chati sangsarang santha visang anipisang kahagara kang kawe santo tukha chati punapunang kahagara katitosi punakehang nakahasi sappate pasuka pakha kahagutang visangkitang visangkarakatang chitang Tanhanang Kayamachaka. Craving is the builder of this house. Though through many a birth I wander in samsara, seeking but not finding, the builder of this house. Sorrowful it is to be born again and again. O house builder, thou shalt sins, thou shalt build no house again. All thy laughter are broken, thy rich poses shatter. My mind has attained the unconditioned, achieved is the end of craving. สาธุสาธุสาธุเอาไปแล้วท่านอะไรนะหลวงพ่อประสิทธิ์เอาไปหมดแล้ว
เปิดผู้ทานนั้น
ฮะไปหมดแล้ว
เอาไปหมดตายตาประสิทธิ์ก็ไม่แก่กัน
We now request for the 3 refuge, 5 and 8 precepts together. We'll begin by bowing 3 times. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. Yang bante ti saranena saha atta pancha silani yachama dutiyampi mayang bante ti saranena saha atta pancha silani yachama tatiyampi mayang bante ti saranena saha atta pancha silani yachama
นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะ
นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะ
ตังสรณังคัจฉามิ
พุทธังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ธัมมังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ธัมมังสารนังกัจฉามิ สังฆังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ยัมปิพุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ดุติยัมปิพุทธังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ธัมมังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ดุติยัมปิธัมมังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ยัมปิสังฆังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ดุติยัมปิสังฆังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ยัมปิพุทธังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ตติยัมปิพุทธังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ยัมปิธัมมังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ตติยัมปิธัมมังสารนังกัจฉามิ
ยัมปิสังฆังสรณังคัจฉามิ
ตติยัมปิสังฆังสารนังกัจฉามิ
สรณคัมมนังนิธิตัง
อามาบันเต
ปานาติปาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
ปานาทิปาตาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
นาทานาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
อดีนาดานาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
กาเมสุมิชฌาจาราเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
กาเมสุมิจฉาจาระเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
มุสาวาทาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
มุสาวาดาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
กาเมระยะมหาตัฏฐานาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
สุราเมรยามัจจาปมาทฐานาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
Now for the next speaker, อภรัมมจาริยาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
อภรัมมจาริยาเว เวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
วิการโภชนาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
วิกาลโภชนาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
ปัจจคีตวาทินาปัทัสสนามาลาคันทวิเลปนะดารณมันดนะวิภูสนาทานาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
นัจจายิตาวริตาวิสุขาดัสนามาลากันดาวิเลปนาดารณามันดานาวิโอสนาทานาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
ปุจจาสยนะมหาสยนาเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
อุจจาสยนะมหาสยนะเวรมณีสิกขาปดังสมาธิยามิ
มานิปัญจอัฏฐสิกขาปทานิสมาธิยามิ
อิมานิอัตถาสิกขาปดานิสมาธิยามิอิมานิอัตถาสิกขาปดานิสมาธิยามิอิมานิอัตถาสิกขาปดานิสมาธิยามิ
สีเลนะสุขติยันติสีเลนะอาเนยันติตัสสมาสิกขาโตทะเย
สาธุสาธุสาธุ Let's bow 3 times again. Let's bow. And bow. Bow. We now formally request for the Dhamma Talk.
พระมาจาโลกาทิปักติสหังปักติกักตันจารีอันทิวักรังอายาจักขาสันติทักษะตาปักรักจากขักจักติกาเอเสทุทังมังอนุกังปิมังปักจัง
นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะพุทธังธัมมังสังฆังนะมะสามิ Okay, so we meet again just after the Visakha Puja. So I hope that all of you have celebrated Visakha well. So in our monastery, we have this. We don't have many people coming because of the pandemics, but we have the basically the Zoom. We do some chanting, and it's a kind of interesting. It's called the Mahaparinibbana Sutta. I don't know if you're familiar with that. If you read the sutta, it's in the Tika Nikaya, one of the long discourse. It's called Mahaparinibbana Sutta. Actually, it's very good sutta. It's quite a long one, but it contains almost everything that you need to know. It's basically like a biography of the Buddha at the last 10 months before he entering Parinibbana. So like you say, the Visakha Puja is the day that we celebrate very important occasions. The first one is the birth of you can't say the Buddha, is the birth of the Bodhisattva, the birth of the prince, and the enlightenment of the Buddha, and then the last one is entering the Parinibbana of the Buddha. So these three occasions has many kind of mythical superimposed on each other. The birth of the Bodhisattva, the first 10 weeks is considered in the mother wombs, ready to get out. So that period is also kind of in the beginning of attain all the parami, many past life. But then he was born on this particular day, and actually it's very interesting because you can see that when the Bodhisattva born, he will not regular like normal baby. But normally most of us are putting head down, we just going that way to opening the mother, and then we get out that way. But the Buddha, the Bodhisattva, he will get the feet out first. So he's touching the ground with 2 feet firmly, and then he will walk 7 steps, and then uttering the Asapi Vacha, the very great utterance. He's saying that out of this world, I am the biggest brother. I'm the highest. I'm basically the greatest in the world, which is very interesting because this particular word is actually used for the Brahma or the God before the Buddha time. This quality that the highest, the big brother, or the one who born first, the one who are the most excellent attribute of the God, the Deva. So I mean, the Bodhisattva born first, and then he put his ground firmly on the ground, and he walked 7 steps, and then he uttering this word. So the meaning behind it is that it's almost like he was like the representative of human beings. First of all, when you're born, you're not really great yet, but you have to practice. So in this case, it's 7 steps of practice, which in this case refer to the 7 factors of enlightenment. So when you have that, he becomes the greatest. It's almost like the God quality, and that is the meaning of this time of the Buddha birth. And of course, this day is not only him. Is in the story is also the birth of the Bodhi tree as well, born on the same day as the Buddha. So by the time he was sitting under the Bodhi tree, it's the same age as him. So it's 35 years Bodhi trees, and he get enlightened, particularly on this day, and we just do the chantings that the Buddha uttered at the time of enlightenment. Basically, is saying what he realized, what is enlightened mean. We just do the chanting. So basically, it's divided into 3 separate parts. The first one is he basically the word phenomenal that we chant is translation from the Dhamma. So when you see the Dhamma, you see the phenomenal. So the first one is the phenomenal of causes and conditions. So basically, we start with the suffering. The Buddha want to solve this problem of suffering, of basically incomplete or something wrong with our beings, or just keep becoming and never find the true happiness. So the first word that he uttered is he find the source of suffering, the conditions of it. So that is in the first cause. So he find the cause of that. And the second one is nirodha, is ending of that. So he find the other. The first one you can call is paticca, the dependent co-arising, the arising part. The second verse is about this vanishing or ceasing part. So this is a nirodha. And the last one is the magga, the path that he basically used to destroy the army of Mara. So basically, it's the same. It's the same as the 7 factor of enlightenment. So when you practice with these 7 steps, what you do is you destroy the army of Mara, so you become the Buddha. So in this 3 phrase, it's just showing that what the Buddha experienced under that Bodhi tree. So basically it's a shorthand for the Four Noble Truths. The suffering, we already know the truth of suffering. The cause of it is represented in the first verse, and the third one, the Nirodha, is the second verse, and the fourth one, the path, is the third verse. So that when he got enlightened by understand the Four Noble Truths with these short verses, and then this is the verse that he say that he following this house builder. Actually, this is not only our Buddha. They said every Buddha will uttering this word because they're seeking the builder of the house. In this case, it's a craving, and when he find that this is the craving that causing all of this, he start to dismantle the house. The rich pole is ignorance, and all these components, the rafter is all these other defilements. The house is like our body, so we keep creating again and again, reborn in many forms, try to find the true happiness. But because we looking in the wrong directions, we have to look against the stream, looking in the source of this suffering. And when you see the house builder, then they can no longer build the house. So that's the end of creating this cycle of samsara. So his mind able to penetrate to the truth and understand the nibbana. So this is the happening at the night of enlightenment, and then it's also the day of entering parinibbana. So when you get enlightened, what happens is your kilesa, your defilement, is vanished, and then but the vipaka, or the result, is still there. So you have to wait until the nibbana, the final nibbana. We not call it death because it's nibbana is different. Death is mean death go along with the birth, because you're dead here but you reborn somewhere else. So that's why we don't call the Buddha dead. We call him parinibbana. Basically, he no longer traveling on, not wandering on and on. He put the end to this vipaka, the result of this suffering. So you can say that the enlightenment, he put away the cause of suffering, but the day of parinibbana, he get rid of all sufferings, because they're no longer the body, no longer the any result, any 5 aggregate, 5 khanda, no 5 aggregate remain. So that is the final nibbana. So in this Mahaparinibbana Sutta is explain the last 10 months of his life, basically. And so it starts with the king Ajatasattu. He want to attack Vaisali, which is a neighboring city. So he sent his chief minister to basically ask the Buddha. In the old day, the holy man the word is very important. So before they do anything, they will seek the advice first, whether it's successful or not. So they come and then they ask the Buddha, they want to invade Vaisali. What would be the result? Would it be success? But the Buddha, like I explained last time, the Buddha has a very close relationship with Vaisali. On his when he's get enlightened, the second year after he enlightened, the Vaisali got a bad pandemics, and all these calamity, starvations, all these things. So they invite the Buddha, and the Ratana Sutta that we chant is a chanting for the Buddha to bless this Vaisali. Basically, he is the one who basically turned around the Vaisali from almost going extinct from the pandemics. And with this Ratana Sutta, with this power of truth, they all come back and flourishing again. So it's almost like the history of Vaisali are parallel to the Buddha in many ways. So the Vaisali is democratic. It's not like Makatha or Savatthi where they have the king. This one governed by the we call it republic. They have many kings coming together. They have courtesans, which is the beautiful girls and many kind hearts. And then the Buddha also start the Bhikkhuni order here as well. His stepmother walked all the way from Sakaya to Vaisali. So the Buddha allowed the order of Bhikkhuni start here at Vaisali. So it's many liberal, you can call it. It's a liberal state. And the Buddha come here very often to give many good teaching coming from this Vaisali. And the Buddha come to this Vaisali on the last Vasa before he entered Parinibbana. So basically there's many reasons for it. One reason is that he might be because he know that King Ajatasattu want to invade Vaisali because they already sent the minister to call it out. So he give the teaching on the importance of the Aparihaniya Dhamma, the Dhamma that when you practice you will not decline. It's basically like gathering together, regular meeting, start together, finish together, not abandoning the old custom, not create a new custom, basically respect the old, not harming any like girls or women, any kind of people who are lower class, and try to lift them up, and also cherishing the arahant, the practice monks, invite them to come and taking care of them, and not giving in to the crave, and unite by this power that nobody can destroy it. So he basically teaching this sutta first for the benefit of the Vaisali, that if they practice this, nobody can invade them. But it's not really that successful because afterward, I think they forget about practicing this. And after the Buddha passed away, few years, King Ajatasattu just sent his minister disguised into the teacher, and then start to teach different princes, and then divided them, make them quarrel to each other, and then finally King Ajatasattu go and use the army to take over Vaisali. So after the Buddha gone, Vaisali also gone after him. So that's why the Mahaparinibbana Sutta, starting with this story, is very interesting, because I think he want to give a picture of the state that almost arising with him, and how to maintain that state for a long time. Because people not really pay attention to this, even though the Buddha teach many Dhamma of keeping this. Of course, you can say that there's the law of impermanence, everything arise and passing away. But the Buddha also teach about the way of not decline by keeping up the cause and condition for this state, by frequently meeting, gathering together. When we stop, we stop together. All these Dhamma, not only for the lay people. Later on, he gathering the monk, and he also teach the same. But now it's more specific to the monks. How can we keep the order lasting for a long time? So if we stick with this Dhamma, then there will be no decline. Actually, the Buddha said you can expect the prosperous. So the law of impermanence is go both ways. It doesn't mean that everything flourish and then it will decline. it depends on how do you create a cause and condition. If you're not negligent, if you're more mindful, you always keep the cause and the condition for the prosperous, then you can keep prosperous. So, but then you have to prevent the cause and condition for decline. So then that how it's go. So the Buddha, at the last Vasa, he decided to spend the Vasa here in Vaisali. I think it's also to protect the invasion as well, because King Ajahn wouldn't dare to invade Vaisali when the Buddha was staying there. So he spent the Vasa in the small village called Veruvakkama, the place where he Veruva is mean bamboo, Iwa mean like, it's called a bamboo like village. It's a very small village, but it have a deep meaning. Bamboo like is basically is the he described himself as the worn out cart that is ready to break away. It's just patched together by the old bamboo putting together. So that's the meaning of Veruva. So this is when he described himself that he's 80 years old now. He spends a lot of time, and because of his practicing very hard during the ascetic practice, fasting, and of this 6 year of basically do very austerity. So his body is very weak. So when he have entering 80 years old, the Mara come and then decided the Buddha once said that once all those Buddhists are ready, then he willing to entering Parinibbana. So the Mara come and he invite the Buddha to go entering Parinibbana, and the Buddha accepts, and then this happened at this Vaisali. So there's so many story here, and there's another event when the Buddha come out of the Vaisali and look at the Vaisali for the last time. It's called Nakava Loka, to look like the elephant. The elephant doesn't have the neck, so when they look, they have to take the whole body. So the same way when the Buddha look back, he doesn't look like this. He just the whole body just go, and then he look at the whole city and describe how beautiful Vaisali is. So he probably know because of his psychic power in the future what's gonna happen in Vaisali. But so he take a last look at the Vaisali and then continue on the journey toward Kusinara, where he entering Parinibbana. So it's during this he stopped many places, but roughly he teach about the 37 factor of enlightenment, Potipakkhaya Dhamma. So it's boiled down to the same as Bojjhanga. It's 7 group, and you can say that this is the Dhamma that he teach in the last phase of his life. That he walked towards the Kusinara, and before he entering Parinibbana, he gives the word of a very famous one of all the conditioned things are arising and passing away. Strive on with diligence. Basically, that the last word of the Buddha, and he didn't say anything after that, and he attained Parinibbana, fully put the end of all suffering, end of the 5 khandha. So that what happened in Visakha, So I mentioned the birth, enlightenment, and passing away, and also another one is the birth of the Bodhi tree. So it's 4, and then this is also the same day. 4 eons, long time back, when the Buddha was born as a Sumedha, when he take the first determination to become the Buddha, when he made the Tipankara at that world, and he decided, actually, if he listened to the to the Buddha teaching, he will be enlightened right there. But because he's so inspired by the Buddha that he decided he himself want to become a Buddha. So he put his body down and then let the Buddha and the disciple walk on top of him over the swamps and all these things. And this is the start of the determination that he want to become the future Buddha. So that was uncountable asongkhaya, and then 100,000 kappa before. So this is the long time, but it happened on this particular day, the Visakha day. So if you want to recorrect that, you can also mention that the first when he make the determination that I'm too want to become a Buddha. So that 5, and then this particular day is also the day that in the future, when it's 5,000 years pass by, then there will be no longer human beings in the world know the teaching of the Buddha. Basically, the Dhamma is all gone. Nobody can remember anything. All those practices are gone. No longer the monks. Even the symbol of the monks there, the yellow robes, is no longer there. The last rule is called the parashika, the rule of basically sexual intercourse is also gone. So now from now on, there will be no people practicing from refraining from sexual activities, and all the teaching of the Buddha, nobody memorizes, nobody understands. Even the word of the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha is no longer available. So that will happen 5,000 years after the Buddha Parinibbana. So it's almost about 2,400 years more. Then there will be ending of the Buddha dispensation. During that day, it's also happening on a Visakha day as well. At the end of the 5,000 years, all his relics of all the world, of all the Naga world, the human world, the heaven, the Brahma world, all these relics will come together and come back to be the body of the Buddha sitting, meditate, and then the 5 elements will consume the whole relics of the Buddha. This is the power of the determination of the Buddha that he made that. During that time, because nobody know the Buddha teaching any longer, so the human being will have not recognize this event because probably they probably do their own business, not interesting. They don't even know who's a Buddha. But the Deva or the Deva and the Brahma will come and basically look at that event. And so that will be marking the end of the Buddha, Gautama Buddha. So that number 6 happened on a Visakha day. And number 7 is that this day of Visakha day will be every Buddha in the past, even the present Buddha and the future Buddha will get enlightened on this particular day, on the Visakha day. So even we go to the next Buddha, will be the Mettaya Buddha. He will be enlightened on this particular day as well. But they not mention about birth and Parinibbana. So maybe our Buddha is special that the birth and the Parinibbana happen to be the same day. So we can celebrate on the same day. But other Buddha, they already mentioned about the enlightenment. So the enlightenment always be on the Visakha day. So this is the full moon in May. And so all the Buddhists are gathering to celebrate this. And it's also considered the World Peace Day as well. The Buddha is truly representative of peace. His teaching is, you can never use his teaching for getting to war. It's no compromise. So it's the world peace. If you practice to the teaching of the Buddha, then you will be peace to yourself and to people around you and to the world as well. So it's many relevant teaching of the Buddha regarding how to create the peace. So the peace starts from yourself. You have to be at peace with yourself, and then that will hopefully by keeping the precept, the training precept, your mind be more peaceful, your body, your speech, your body, your mind will be peaceful, and the nibbana is ultimate peace. If you're entering nibbana, then you understand what the peace means. It's even higher than happiness. There's no higher happiness than peace. This is the saying of the Buddha. So the Visakha Puja is a day that we recognize and we celebrate all that. The Buddha is the representative of human beings. That he is a human too. So that's why when he take birth, then he used the quality of the God. That's what it means is that human beings, if we practice well, we even become like a God. It's like a God-like, or even the God will come and respect you, or the God will come and invite the Buddha to give a teaching, because he can basically teach. He's a teacher of God and human beings. So this is the day that is all happening on this day, and this on this particular day we usually gathering at the monastery, and we recite the teaching. On this particular year, we do the long Mahaparinibbana chanting, which is they have like 40 story in this Mahaparinibbana Sutta. So it probably takes many hours, maybe 10 or 12 hours. So we can't finish it all. We just do whatever we can, but we still keep chanting it every morning and afternoon. So maybe it's good to do it beforehand. Normally we celebrate 7 days before prepare, and then 7 days after the Buddha Parinibbana. I think in the traditional they will gather together and chanting this sutta and explaining the meaning of it. So it's almost like the whole biography of the Buddha at the last phase, and then by reciting it and practicing it, it's very meaningful. And after this, the Buddha passed away. Then 8 days after this is the cremation day. It's called Attami Puja. So which will happen next week, when they will cremate the body of the Buddha. So basically, when the Buddha passed away, he waiting for Mahakassapa to bring the group of monks. Mahakassapa taking the monks hurry to pay respect to the Buddha, but he doesn't come in time. The Buddha passed away before, so he come later. And on the last day, he comes and he pay respect to the Buddha body, and then the cremation start by itself. So that happened, and then on the 8th day, there will be gathering of the kings, and need to divide the relics, so that the relic will go to different places for people to worship it. So it start basically the remember the Buddha and spreading the body of the Buddha in different places where they practice his teaching. So this very special days is the cherish the Dhamma that the Buddha reflects on this day, the Paticcasamuppada, the arising and passing away of causes and condition. The first verse is about the causes and condition, that everything have a cause and condition. It doesn't happen by chance. It's no chance in Buddhism. Everything have a cause and condition, and so we have to understand that first. Actually, the first step is to know that it's just the nama and rupa, the mental and materials. It's no being there. It's no me, no soul, no self. It's just it's just a phenomena. One is a mental phenomena, the other one is a material phenomena. These two are interactions with the cause and condition. So with that, if you understand the cause and effect, cause and condition, and understand that it's just these mental and material are interacting and create this what we later add our attachment to it, and we call it my body or myself. So there's people I think asking the questions. I think we can answer that. They said the question is, when one contemplate on the nature of arising and ceasing, contemplate on anicca, dukkha, and anatta, is it normal that the feeling of sadness and loss may sometimes arise? How should one then proceed with the practice? So it's very clear that first, if we think that we ourselves are anicca, we gonna die, we born and we die, things like that, then of course the feeling of sadness and loss will come. But because you are not understand that it's no being there, it's not you, or it's not the one you love that is born or die, it's just the phenomena arising and passing away. So the first step, you have to understand that it's no you there, it's no me, no beings. This is just a convention, it's just a label that we label on this to be convenient. Otherwise it will be difficult to, how can we call this particular mind and matter. So you have to somehow call this lump of mind and matter, you just call me or whatever, your friend, your mother, your father, but it's just a process of this material thing. So first you have to understand that. If you understand that, there will be no sense of sadness and loss, because what you do is you contemplate these five khandha arising and passing away. So maybe you have to study first to know what is mind, what is material, what is nama and rupa, and then what is the cause and condition of that. So you have to do that first. And then once you know that, you go to the next step, which is contemplate on arising and passing away of that. And then you have to not only look at that, but you have to look at the cause of that as well. When this arise, how is arising? You have a cause and condition. You have to know the cause and condition for that. For example, if the feelings arise, the painful feelings, then there's a cause of that. The cause may be you have an eyes, you have the light or the form, and you have an eye consciousness. Three of these will come, the phassa, the contact. With contact arise feelings. So the feeling has a cause. So this is the cause. And also cause for the last life, you have the fact that you have eyes. Eye is the having eye is because of the karma, because you want to see in the past. When you want to see in the past, with that karma will make you have an eye. So an eye is a cause and condition for the past life. With the ignorance in the past life, with the karma in the past life, and you of course you probably have kilesa in the past life, create karma, and you have eye. And then with the eye, with the form, with the light, eye conscious arise. With these three contact feeling. So this is, when you see things like that, then you see anicca, dukkha, anatta. Is no sense of me or mine attached to that. So there will be no feeling of sadness or loss. Of course, when you're practicing vipassana, after a while it might be draining somehow, because it's not like samatha. Samatha is just start on one object, whatever, kasina or breathing, and you just stay there. So sometimes that's why sometimes you can switch. You do vipassana for a while. When you exhausted, you just go switch to the samatha, reboost the energy, and then when you ready, you come out and investigate again. So you can go back and forth like that. So if you still have sense of me, I doing that, this is my I, this is my body, then the sadness, the loss might come. what happened to my eyes? I'm gonna lose my eye. So, but if you see that, is it just a suffering arising and passing away, not identify with it, then so that would be my recommendation. You have to spend some time study as well to know what to practice. Of course, you can come and sit meditate. It just, you can make your mind quiet, but what to do when your mind quiet, what to bring to attention, how to see that, how to analyze it. You just require some study as well. So, so you can maybe use some time to look at it in form of the sutta. Read the sutta. This is the way of the noble beings explain things, and you read and purifying your view. And of course, when you have time, you can do the formal meditation to support your power of mindfulness. So your mindfulness, you need some formal meditation to enhance that power of mindfulness. But the power of wisdom, you also need some analytic thought as well to understand that this is not me or mine. It's just the arising phenomena. So it just go hand in hand, samatha and vipassana. So only these two combinations, then you can understand the Four Noble Truth. It's just suffering cause of it, and to penetrate it until you see the Nibbana, the unconditioned. So you have to go through this many times. The Vipassana, see it again and again until the mind get disenchanted, this passion, and turning away from five khandha and seeking for basically for the thing that is not arise. Therefore, it's not there because they not arise in the first place. It's called Nibbana. It's beyond the time. It's called timeless. It have nothing to do with times. Anything arising and passing away will be in times somehow, past, present, or future. But Nibbana is beyond all of that. It exists out of time, basically. But you are able to understand it through contemplating in time first. Actually, Vipassana you can do all times, past, future, and present. But the only present that has this arising and passing away. So you first start with the present first, and then when you know the present, then you can have like the you deduce it to the past and future as well. Because when you understand the present moment well, then the past is the same, the future is the same. It just the past is the present that already passed. The future is the present that not yet come. But arising and passing away, you can see is directly through the present moment. But when you understand that it's not only limited to the present, because the past had the same, you just deduce it to the past. Arising and passing away, you can see it clearly at the present moment, but you can deduce it to the past and to the future. So the whole thing that have to do with time, past, present, or future, is arising and passing away. And only then when you, this is what is called sankhara. It doesn't matter where it's happening, in the past, now, or in the future. You have no doubt about it. And you're seeking for something beyond that, something that is not born, not die. But this happening to seeing again and again to the vipassana. So this is why it's called the Pochanga, the seven factor of enlightenment that make somebody become the Buddha. But you also can become the Buddha when you practice the seven factor of enlightenment. It's like you're walking on this first 7 steps to declare that you too can be the greatest one when you practice, when you understand the Four Noble Truths. So the Buddha, you can understand it externally as a historical Buddha, but you can internalize it. When you're practicing, when you see the Dhamma, you see the Buddha. You see that there's no difference. When you practice that, when you when you make the 7 factors of enlightenment happening in your heart, in your mind, and you can see the same thing that the Buddha see. You can see the Nibbana at the end of that. So when the Buddha birth is actually is the end of the determination. And this is his last life. And when he get enlightened, it's the end of all kilesa, all defilements. And we enter the parinibbana, it's the end of whole suffering. So it's the process of ending. The first one is he has a very long determination to become the Buddha, and finally, this is his last life. No more becoming. This is it. He will know that he will get enlightened on this life, and then at the night of enlightenment, all the defilement is gone, but the result is still there. So you still have a 45 years of teaching, and then finally, when everything is ready, all those Buddhist monks, nuns, male follower, female follower, they all understand the teaching and can be self-reliance. They can understand. And the Buddha decided to pass away, to put down all the khanda. So this all happening on this particular day of the Visakha. So it's a special day. It's a day of we can call the human beings, the human being that can be liberated from ignorance, from craving. For the first time, the Buddha is our representative, but we all have that potential. We can all see the same Dhamma that the Buddha see. So the Visakha is therefore is very important for the whole beings. Since then, many monks and nuns and the lay people can practice and realize the same thing that the Buddha see and become the Buddha in a way we call Anubuddha, the Buddha that is following the great Buddha, the Samma Sambuddha. So we all can aspire to that idea of release from all suffering. Okay, so I would like to leave this teaching reflections on the Visakha Puja. So this is the start of the Buddhist calendar. It's a new year's and a new day. So it's good to make some determinations. What is the next year of the Buddha years? Whatever thing that you want to abandon, any unwholesome thing that you haven't abandoned yet. So you can use that moment as the marker. I will try to do any wholesome thing that you have not yet done. Then you make the determination. Maybe you want to meditate regularly, or maybe take the higher precept training. So may you all are successful in following your path, following the teaching of the Buddha. Okay, so I leave the teaching of the Visakha Puja at this point.
Andamayang Dhamma Katha Sadhu Karang Dadamase Sadhu 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 Anumodami. Thank you, Tan Ajahn, for the teaching. Let's pay respect to Tan Ajahn again by bowing 3 times. Let's bow. Second bow. Third bow. We invite Tan Ajahn to lead us in the closing homage, please.
Samputho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Apivatu Sawakhato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Saṅkho Saṅkhang Namami.
Once again, thank you, Tan Ajahn. May Tan Ajahn stay safe and healthy. And we'll see Tan Ajahn next Friday again.
You do the same. See you next week.